Ugh. Right, that was a bit of an embarrassing start. Right, welcome everyone. Hey Tin, hey Vector, how's everyone doing? All right, say hello if you haven't said hello yet. Ooh, that was a bit of an embarrassing start. Right, welcome everyone. Hey Tin, hey Vector, how's everyone doing? Right, something's feeding back somewhere. There we go. That makes more sense. It's happening. Yes, it is happening. David, can you talk?
I can talk, but there's a huge delay.
Oh. Well, we'll just have to deal with that for now. Right. Right. Hello, Zirad. Hello, John. Hello, Glupan. Hello, Matt. Hello, Alexander Romero. I don't know why I said your last name, but no one else's. Hello, Diego. Do-do. They don't hear a delay, so it should be fine. Sweet. Right, so, you all know why you're here. You all know that David and I have decided it's come time to open up a little bit of a store for our own. So this stream is basically just going to talk about what's going to be happening on that front. We're going to be launching a few products on the stream, so be ready. There is a link to the store down in the description of the stream itself, so you should be able to just have that in a window open so you're ready. We have 5 kits in the initial batch. From what we've seen on everyone else's stores, they have gone quickly, so be prepared for that. We won't be doing it straight away. We'll tell you exactly when. All right. Hey, Phil. Hey, Monkey Butler Labs. Great name. Great name. Hey, Raffers. And we're just going to give it a couple more minutes as well.
Cheers, Diego. I spent a long week in a van getting it looking pretty.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks good. It looks really good. All right. Dave, what should we talk about first?
Well, where do we start? I guess, well, why we opened the store. Let's do that. And then we can release Milos and then we can chat while they disappear.
Yep. Sounds like a good start. So, we'll give you the TLDR. Basically, kits were coming out. LDO was asking us who we thought were trusted resellers in the States, Canada, and the UK. So we gave them the ones in the States. We gave them the ones in the UK. In Canada. When it came to the UK, we had 3D Jake, and we had a few other kind of smaller independent sellers. And Jason turned around and said, "Oh, what about you guys?" We said, "Well, I did try and open a store once. This isn't the first time we've had a grand opening for Desktop Machine Shop. I won't lie to you. I tried to open a store, but I didn't have the time for it back in the day. And I also didn't have someone who knew what they were actually getting themselves into on the team. Now we have David, who's my man behind the wheel. LDO basically turned around, gave us an offer that we couldn't refuse, and we thought, well, it was a good idea just to jump on it. At the moment, it's a no-lose situation. We can offer some kits at some great prices for the end users. LDO's deal that they've given us makes it really easy to opt out if we need to later on down the line, which I don't think we will. I think we're going to be in a strong enough position that we will be able to keep going. Reasons for me wanting to do this is basically the more time I can allocate to a job like this, the more time I can allocate into Milo's development in total, and running the project as well as the store on my own money, which I haven't been able to do for a while. I've had to kind of rely on LDO for the last 5 or 6 months, which I don't like doing. I don't like just relying on companies to give me things. So that was my reasons for wanting to do this. Dave?
Yeah. For me, it's just continuing my stupid obsession with open source printers, open source CNC machines. Just another opportunity to have stupid amounts of exciting hardware come through my door, basically, or through Jake's door with small amounts coming to me. So,
Oh yeah, yeah. It's going to be
Yep.
a lot of stupid fun. Hence my description in on the website. The shop site is like to make machines go burr. Because I do. So yeah, it's going to be fun. We're not just going to be offering Milo kits either. We're going to be offering a few various different products. Before we get onto those, Dave, do you want to do the thing we talked about now or later?
yeah, let's do it now.
Yeah, perfect. So what Dave is going to be doing, and what I'm going to be doing, is I'm going to open up a channel on the Discord to the public, and Dave is going to start opening up pre-orders for Milo. There are 5 kits going. Each one of the kits is going to have a hand-signed FMJ from myself as the original creator, and it's only going to be for this first run of 5. After that, you won't get them again. They'll just be normal kits. For those of you who don't manage to get in at this time, we're also going to be getting another order in June with pre-orders before then. Hopefully we're going to be able to get a lot more than what we have at the moment. There were only 50 kits to begin with from LDO because they weren't too sure whether or not Milo was going to do well. They are now pretty sure that Milo's going to do well considering everyone else is sold out.
Yeah.
So,
with regard to the next round, if you click the button, if you miss out, notify me when it's available. Then you'll get the updates when that pre-release is due, and you have a better chance of getting one next time.
mm-hmm.
And it helps us size how many we can get from LDO. So the more you want it, click that button. Yep. Do you wanna? Have you launched the thing? Release the web store. And we'll do a countdown.
I've opened the channel. I'm going to
paste the link to Milo.
Yeah. I'll get that sorted now. Right, distract the people whilst I fiddle.
Distraction. Right, well, as you probably have already seen on the website, our release price for this, well, our normal list price is $1,049.99. We do also have a cheeky discount going for our launch week. So until the end of this month, there is a 10% discount on all of the LDO kits that we'll be selling. So you should be able to snap them up at the cheapest prices in the UK pretty much this week. So if you're interested in a switch wire or a V2.4 kit, they will also be available from this evening, with a similar shipping time of mid to late Feb, as they'll be on the same boat as the Milo kits. Was that a long enough distraction, Jake?
Can you keep it going for a little bit more? I'm nearly there.
Nearly there. What else? So our initial
I'm
batches
good. I'm good to go. Right. So if you're on the Discord now, we're going to put a link into the shop. Obviously, if you're on the YouTube channel, you'll also got the link in the description. In 3, 2, 1. Perfect. Right. Ooh, I could buy a trident. We're not doing trident kits at the moment, Vector. Basically, so we've only gone with kits that LDO suggested for now, mostly because the trident doesn't seem to sell as well as the 2.4s. I think because there's such a small amount of difference between the two printers, most people opt to just get the more expensive one. I think it's like 50 quid difference or even something like that. But we can try and talk to Jason for you and see if we can order one through him for you specifically.
Yeah, we do have the option for the the trident kits. They just wouldn't arrive at the same time as Milo either, because they don't have any in stock. So
yeah,
they would come with the next batch of Milo kits. Same with all the other LDO products that we plan to stock.
Yeah. Making an enemy. God, that's a hard name to say. Making an enemy. It is UK only at the moment. Because it comes in three different boxes, and we're still setting things up on our end. We've got a set postage price at the moment, which is only for the UK mainland, unless David's figured something out since then. No. Yeah, so it's only going to be for UK mainland. If you order something, we'll try and you're not on the UK mainland, we'll try see what we can do, but we may need to cancel your order and reserve you one for later down the line, if that's the case.
Yeah. I should be able to do other bits in UK mainland, but shipping costs will be higher. But if you live in those places, you probably know, that effect already.
Yeah. Thanks for the subscription, Mr. Drobert and Miguel Carvalho. I can't say Spanish names. Right. And that's a good segue, actually. So, Desktop Machine Shop obviously is going to be part of the Desktop Machine Shop store, the DMS store. The channel is still going to keep the same content that it normally has. Right. We're still going to be doing build streams. We're still going to be doing live streams. And we're still going to be doing videos. It's just that it's now going to be linked to the store. So whatever we live stream, we'll probably either be offering, or we'll say at the beginning that this is a conflict of interest. We won't be putting any links in. So stuff like that. We recognize that because we're also the founders for the Millennium team, we've got a slight advantage on some things. So I also do want to say that for Milo itself, other than the first kind of few months where LDO has said we're going to be the only people selling in the UK, other than that, we aren't going to give ourselves a head start on anything Milo related. So when the next version of one of our machines does launch, they'll be launched the same time everywhere. Right? We're not going to give ourselves a head start for that.
Definitely worth mentioning here because, as you guys know, LDO are massive supporters of the community. They normally give a kickback from every sale to the developing team. We're specifically making it very clear right now that that kickback goes to a separate venture, which is the Millennium Machines design team, and that money is 100% spent on development of Milo's next version, of testing new machines, testing new fixated, additional options, all that sort of stuff, all that good stuff, and that goes to help the design team do that. And that is completely separate bank account, all that stuff doesn't come into contact.
So none of that money, none of the money from the Millennium side is ever going to touch any of the money from the DMS side.
We're keeping it separate, and for that same reason, we're going to be stocking all sorts of things that you may consider being the same as like for example, other mills in the future. We'll probably stock other mills, and you might consider that a conflict of interest as the designers of the thing, but the business is a separate entity to Millennium Machines. So
yeah,
to make that clear, we didn't want anyone worrying that the design team's goals and money was going into our pockets. So I want to bring that up now before, so everyone knows.
What else? Oh, alongside. Oh, have you put the pre-orders up? Are the pre-orders up? Someone was saying. You still there, David?
I muted you. They're still there. There's 2 kits left. 3 have gone.
Oh God, that was quick. Yeah. So alongside the
check that in under 2 minutes, which is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Speedy fingers.
Yeah. Alongside the LDO kits, so initially we're going to be doing a couple of V2.4 300 kits. We're going to do a couple Switchwire kits, and then we've got the LDO Milo kits. We're slowly going to be incorporating more and more products as we go along. So initially it's going to be things like we might sell FMJs from LDO, just kind of add-ons, things like that. We're definitely doing some end mill kits. So, you know, the starter end mill kits that come with Milo. We'll be selling those as their own thing direct from LDO. We're also going to be concentrating on getting some project kits out. So effectively, it's going to be bits of you buy a kit. It comes with the stock you need to create a project. So, for example, we're thinking of doing a vice for Fixated at some stage. So it will come. The stock will come for that vice. You'll have access to the instructions of how to process the cam, how to place the stock, set everything up, and then you will also add some fasteners in if the cam requires fasteners and things like that. You buy that, it gets shipped out to you, and you're ready to do the project at any time. We're going to keep that kind of just for Fixated at the moment, and for some other projects for future machines, which will come about when those machines get launched. On top of that, we are also in talks with a couple of filament manufacturers. So we want to be able to provide filament as well as accessories and kits and things like that. So we've got a meeting with Polymaker in the next few days. Shout out to Polymaker as well. They just dropped me a whole load of filament, so that's going to keep me busy for the next few weeks. And what's that?
What's this? I've just been getting out some of the stock, so I've kind of been working on those product kits already. So we've got some of the blocks that you'd need for Hearts of Iron. So you'd get a set of these. Then there's also these little stainless bars, so if you're wanting to up your game to be tested first, and they're to make replacement jaws for your Inception machine vice, because I know a lot of you have chipped them like me.
Vector 3D, what printer have you been using for parts so far? So I have two printers that I run. I have a Trident that was supplied from LDO, and recently I added a TDX Smart to my roster, just because it's a small little machine that's fast and I can pump out parts fairly quickly. I'm actually thinking of buying another two of those for the purpose of, which I was going to get to in a second. We also are going to see whether or not it's a good idea to offer some printed parts kits as well. So if you don't have the time to print the parts for yourself, or you don't have a printer that can print ABS, it will be an add-on for whenever you order a kit. We'll do the same thing for the Voron kits as well, and you'll be able to buy the printed parts pre-made, and you'll have
be able to do that time up to like a week or so before the due shipping date.
Yeah,
so you don't need to worry about that now.
So with 3 machines, I calculated for the V2 kit, which is actually the longest print time, I could probably do that in 2.5 days, but then there's processing time on top of that, and we still need to get everything sent out to you. So that'll be cool. We might even get some other people to help us supply those at some stage, if we start dipping our head below water. What else?
One kit left, guys. If you're in the market, now's the time.
Have any of the Voron kits sold, or is it just Milo at the moment?
Just Milo.
Yeah. Sweet. Just a heads up, guys. These are pre-orders. We haven't actually got the kits arrived with us yet. They will be arriving within the month, from what we've been told. Just in case you didn't know.
Cool. Do we want to talk about Fixated then, while we're...
Yep. So we kind of noticed this little discrepancy the other day. Fixated isn't just our fixture plates. Fixated is the project around fixturing within the Millennium Milo project. So the fixture plates, so we got 2 of them. Well, we've got 4 of them, but 2 of them are just slim versions of the other 2. We've got the Full Monty, which has M6 dowel holes and M5 tapped holes. Those don't come with the LDO kits. What comes with the LDO kits is the Continental Breakfast, so that's just the M5 tapped holes, right? We're talking to LDO, seeing if we can maybe offer those on the store. But in terms of like the kits that we were talking about earlier, Aramco Phil on the Discord was talking about getting a 2-part vice, kind of like the Saunders machine work vice, made up. Once that's done and tested, we'll be adding that to Fixated. We're also going to be adding our own clamps to Fixated. I have an idea for some side clamps, so just wanted to clear that bit up as well.
Yeah.
Yep. Sweet. Any questions you have, just stick them in the chat and we'll be able to answer them. Hello, that's me. Yes, it is you, Phil. I hope you're doing better, by the way, bud. You could always buy your own LDO kit and make more printers for your print farm. Whilst that's a great sentiment, and I love LDO printers, I don't have time to build them anymore. Remember, on top of this, I still have a normal 9-to-5 job. And I have to do all the design stuff and community stuff for the project anyway. So technically I'm working 3 jobs right now.
Yeah.
Who's the Canadian vendor? No idea. What one do you recommend more, ABS or ASA? It depends. ABS. If you're going to be in a sunny room, if you have your Milo up against the window, go for ASA, because the only real difference from a kind of usefulness perspective is ASA is more UV resistant. ABS tends to degrade over time when exposed to the sun. ASA warps a little bit less, but not enough to make a real difference. Is the current price of the kit the price one can assume for future kits also from other vendors, or is there some special price that you got? We don't have a special deal. So the deal we have with Milo is on the supply side. It's not on the actual sale side. So we get the kits at the exact same price as everyone else does. At the moment, because of the way things are, because of the way our company is, because we're quite new, we don't have to pay certain things until we start making a certain amount of money. So the price of the kits will go up a little bit, but hopefully not that much. We're not at the moment. We're not looking at approaching prices like 3D Jake does. Not that 3D Jake is a bad company at all. It's just that they have employees that they need to pay. Currently it's just me and Dave, so we don't have that burden, so we can charge slightly less.
So, and we want to get them out there. So expect us to try and maintain that price, but you know, it might go up slightly, but it's not going to go up loads.
In my head, I don't think that price is going to change for the next 6 months.
Yeah, unless LDO's pricing changes. But
yeah.
Sparta 3D for Canada, apparently.
Oh, I thought Sparta 3D just did filament. I didn't realize they sold kits. Dominic Komzik, thanks for the subscription, bud. Awesome. Anything else we needed to talk about?
I thought there was. Why didn't we write this list down?
I don't know. I thought you did.
Nah, I was busy tidying up top secret devices.
I was busy making myself a cup of tea, which is an awful cup of tea, by the way, because I didn't clean this mug out. Crunchy. Are you going to try get US/other suppliers to carry your future Fixated projects? Yeah, probably. So Fabrico already carries the plates, I think they carry a few continental breakfasts. So that's going to be fine. LDO will probably carry the same ones, because the continental breakfast is the best bang for buck out of all the plates.
Yeah.
So that's probably going to be the one you see the most on sales lists and things like that. So we can't control what LDO does. If they want to resell to sellers in the US, they can do that. In Canada, they can do that.
Yeah. I think if there's demand shown in the channels, LDO channels, then they were likely to add additional capacity for things like the fixated plates and the add-ons that they've done for the kit, like maybe even the FMJs. You know, if there's demand there, it's likely they'll make more and sell them as spares or separate parts.
Yeah.
So
MD Roberts.
want it basically.
MD Roberts. British Racing Green. I don't know if you guys know about this. British Racing Green is a cursed color. It's really bad luck to have any vehicles in that color in the UK, because so many crashes happened in cars that had that same color on them. And it's considered bad luck nowadays. So probably won't make a Milo out of that unless I feel like losing a finger someday.
Yeah, I feel like it'd be rude for me to diverge from my stealth Milo selection as well.
Yeah. You gotta put some color in your builds, man.
But then I have to stock more than one filament.
No, I have to stock more than one filament because I've printed like 3 different kits for you.
It's not my fault. My other printer is used full time for my day job.
Yeah. That's fair.
Man, you do not want to see camera facing the opposite way around, Collie. Mine is a pile of building supplies from the renovation. It is a tip.
Speaking
I feel your pain.
I don't know what I completely lost my train of thought there. Oh yeah. So in terms of the actual like way we're running things at the moment, basically Dave is going to be the man behind the chair. He's going to be dealing with the customer issues and the admin stuff. I'm going to be the one running the warehouse. So I've cleared a bunch of space up in my flat. We'll be running that as our warehouse up until we can find somewhere that's affordable to rent, and then we'll be running out of there for a bit. It is very much a kind of building from the ashes of the old DMS store at the moment. But that does not mean that we are not 100% going to make this worthwhile for everyone.
Yeah, it's going to be good. You got me this time, Jake.
I do.
You're guiding light.
And I love you, man.
You're admin specialist.
Yeah. You're the one who points me in the right direction when I get to ADHD and start doing other things.
It's good times.
Good times, definitely good times. Right, so what have we talked about? We talked about Milo, which is one left apparently. Yep. So if you're looking for a Milo and you're in the UK, go ahead. We've talked about the end mill kits, we've talked about the accessories, we've talked about printing parts out. What else do we need to talk about?
We did conflict of interest.
We did conflict of interest, yep.
Bring up the new project, so kind of drop the shop side of things for a bit, weren't we, and talk about the new project regarding RepRap firmware. Oh,
yes. So this is going to be kind of a light launch. We'll do the main launch on the main channel, on the actual Millennium channel. I'll drop a link in chat if you haven't subscribed to there yet. So basically, we aren't totally happy with the way we've been doing RepRap firmware at the moment. It's a bit too convoluted, and there aren't the feature sets that we want. Are we dropping RRF? Not a chance. It's still just too convenient at the moment for people coming from the 3D printing world. It's just too convenient for them. So what we've decided to do is 9 Mile has been working on a kind of add-on for RepRap firmware, where you bolt it. It's effectively you download you set up RepRap firmware exactly like you normally would. You download the add-on. You need to change a couple of lines in the config file, and then it gives you access to probing. It's going to give you access to easy tool changing, walkthroughs for everything. So you'll be able to toggle a kind of pro mode, noob mode, basically, where it can walk you through everything from tool changes to setting up your stock to things like that. It will allow you to use to easier use the tool length sensor. We're also going to be adding a couple of configurable macros in there, so you'll be able to do things like facing macros, for example, without having to program the facing macro itself. You'll be able to say how big your stock is, how fast you want to run your spindle, how fast you want to run your feeds, and it will just do it. It will generate that code for you. We're currently kind of in an internal testing phase, and then we'll be moving out into an open beta. We won't give you the name of the project just yet, because we'll discuss that on the main channel at some stage in the next few weeks. Speaking of the main channel, there you go. The link to it is in chat now.
Cool.
Yeah. But yeah, it'll make life. We're basically trying to get feature parity with systems like Linux CNC, right? And the idea behind that is we still want RepRap firmware to be as powerful. We just want it to be as easy as 3D printing it is currently for you guys. I'll be on stream hopefully next week with 9 Mile, and he'll be able to do the actual talking about it because he's a lot better with this kind of thing than I am.
He's got that beautiful voiceover voice as well.
Oh, he does. He does. He's just a beautiful man. He's great.
I enjoyed his demo video for us the other day.
Oh, it was great. It was great. Right.
How? Officially not yet, but I've been looking at that, and I've got the FlexiHow board somewhere that I'll be testing, and I may as well have a go at GLB How while I'm at it, as soon as I'll have it. So we'll see. But officially, because of the price, basically, you just can't compete on price with the ROF boards. So until we can compete with the price, it'll be ROF all the way, I think.
Is there a way to?
But...
Oh, sorry.
Now go ahead.
Is there a way to add a sensor to get the corner of the stock? Yes. So the add-on that we're making for RepRap firmware is going to give you 3D probe support. So what Dave has in his hand now, right? Those are really cheap. They're really accurate. You can get them for like $50 on AliExpress. There's no way that we could make something that's as accurate for the same kind of price, at the moment at least. They're really good. And that is already officially supported in the Linux CNC version, which Dave is working on, kind of. Yeah, you're working on that. On the RepRap side of things, I've seen it work. 9 Mile, who's creating the add-on for RRF, has been absolutely fantastic. He's already got that supported for multiple different types of probing. So internal radius, external radius, internal boss, external boss, basically anything you could shake a stick at. He's already got supported. We just need to test it at the moment. We'll be, like I said, we're going to be doing an open beta for it. When the open beta does go live, run it at your own risk. but from what we've seen, it should be able to run on any control board, no matter what you're running. You just need to tell it which probe you're using as which probe pins you're using as your 3D probe, as well as your tool height sensor.
Yeah, the work 9mile's doing on that is making it like almost plug and play. It's really I spent like weeks trying to get that to work when I first had Jake's mill when I borrowed that, and now looking at 9mile's setup, basically I watched a like 20-minute video and he went through the entire configuration to a working probing system in the video. It's some really, really good stuff.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be a huge convenience bonus as well. It's
everyone's gonna be buying touch probes because it's actually possible for the average user to configure one now.
Yeah. Seeing if that goes well, we might ask the LDO guys to even ship the kits with them. But that's a very much a maybe at this point in time.
We'll sell them though.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. What else can we talk about? Is that one kit still there?
Oh, I don't know. I stopped checking. Yes. One left still.
One left, guys. Come on. We can make it. We can do it.
What else was there? We've done all the
Mig's in chat. Mig from Ratrig's in chat saying well done for congrats on the launch.
Ah. Hey Mig, I promise I'll get back to other projects soon.
Cool to see the project growing. Great work, guys. Thanks, bud. Oh, Sai, so if you don't know, Sai was the first guy to order through my Etsy store for my printed forward kits. Those went all the way to New Zealand. I hope you still got them and they still work. And they turned out fine. Milo is small size aluminium focus. What do the bigger wood things you have such usage? There's too many routers out there.
Yeah, right? There's a lot of them.
There's a lot of routers. The Fortress from Ratrig, the Print NC. Is it Print NC? Yeah, it's Print NC. Sorry. The Shapeoko. There's just too many of them for us to compete at this stage. I have an idea for how we can stand out. Sorry, what was that, Dave?
The Stronghold from Ratrig, not the Fortress.
Stronghold, sorry.
Yeah.
I have some ideas on how we can stand out in future for one, but it's not currently under development. If you find a way to bribe EU customers and send it out to Germany, I'll snatch it right away. Dave, you're more knowledgeable on this stuff than I am.
Yeah, there'll be another like 5% fee plus higher shipping. If it's still there in a few days, reach out to us and we'll see what we can do. But
yeah, posted in the serial quest about it yesterday. Got it working a couple of weeks ago after receiving. Now it's going through a little bit of rebuild for a CASA project. Fair enough. Oh, CASA is another thing we can talk about. CASA is currently undergoing a revision, right? So LDO is going to be working with us to get the revision out, but it's not finished yet. So
it's not drastic changes though. It's ease of build. We're doing away with some components that annoyed all of us in the process. Trying to reduce the light cutouts in the panels so that you can just buy squares where possible.
Yeah, I think things like instead of having to buy the LED, very specific LED fixtures, we're just going to do some LED strip mounts, things like that as well.
And I think probably the slidey door, because that seems to have gone down well.
Yeah, the slidey door. the LED strips. We're going to keep basically everything the same, and hopefully the new version is going to be forwards compatible with the next few releases of Milo that do come along.
Yeah.
Well, basically trying to make it a more solid platform.
Yeah, so my goal for it in particular is I'm going to be working on one controller to rule them all. So I want a single giant connector inside there that I can plug in this mill with all of its Linux CNC electronics inside CASA. The same connector should be able to plug in the LDO one when I'm done and just power it, basically provide external power, but without me having to route extra wires into the enclosure. And then future machines, so all I have to do is load a different config in Linux CNC to boot up a different machine when such things get invented. So that's my goal. So giant connector, that's what I'm asking for.
Darius, I'm preparing an FMJ Plus mode. Work envelope of 440mm in X, 240 in Y, and 120 in Z. FMJ Plus frame made in 10mm carbon steel powder coated. I can ship. Yeah, it'll be. Once you get it working, send it over to us, and we'll see what we can do. We might be able to get LDO to make some mod kits for it, or might be able to supply our own. If we can place a big order from Exometry and get the price down, we might be able to do something like that.
Once we can start ordering packs of 20, we can talk to local suppliers, and you can beat some prices normally. So
yeah, it's not hard to beat Exometry prices.
Well, once you've got a big enough order to be able to walk in the door to somewhere local.
Yeah. I think we said minimum order of 10 FMJs of the normal type brings it quite down to quite a manageable price.
Yeah.
Again,
and I've been getting fabrication suppliers, so I think we can get it a lot cheaper because they came in nearly £700 cheaper on some steel sheet work that we had done for my other job recently.
Yeah. Discord, I want to get some regional stuff for the Discord, so instead of having to ping everyone, we'll be able to ping people in the UK versus people in the US, stuff like that.
Yeah. Alex, what is this book about connectors? You've intrigued me now, but I don't see any links.
Sigh, count me in for an FMJ. I've been rolling completely stuck for the past 11 months. Jesus. I feel like FMJ was one of those things, like, I just didn't think it would take off that well. And then... Yeah, it's definitely worth it. Also, do you see that Nick on the Discord managed to get some mild steel done? He's got FMJs, but he doesn't have aluminium X, Y, and Z plates, and he doesn't have a Hearts of Iron mod on there. So he's rolling virtually completely stock and still able to mill mild steel on it, which is really cool to see.
It's a bit mind-blowing, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I designed the thing and I didn't think it was possible.
Yeah, I've got my stainless blocks that I want to play with. Kept it small and cheap, so when I fuck it up, it's not the end of the world.
Sweet.
Yeah. So I got these to make replacement vice teeth for the Inception Machines vice, and then they sent me some free replacement jaws. So I not sure what I'm going to do with them now. Maybe some work holding. Cool. I think that's it, Jake, isn't it? Have we got anything else?
That should be everything. I need to go through the shop channel now, because 50 different people have put messages in there.
Yeah, let me skim through it for you.
Sweet. Right.
Vendors. There's a lot of just talk about other sources for other places.
Fair. That's fair.
US, Canada, Europe, EU people asking about shipping to there. I'm gonna have to do some export research, aren't I? One pilot left. And that's it, really. Cool. Right. Are we calling it a day?
I think we should call it a day. I think that was a fairly fun ride. Right. To everyone who managed to come to the stream tonight, thank you very much. We do appreciate you guys immensely. I am probably going to start streaming the LDO Motors kit. There were a few problems with the kit that they sent me, so I need to fix those first before I can start sending. They've already been fixed in the kits that are being sent out to people, though, so that should be absolutely fine. One thing I forgot to mention that I haven't seen mentioned anywhere. The VFDs for the LDL kits are going to become pre-programmed, so it will be absolutely plug and play for you guys. It should come with a little bit of sticker. We're also going to get LDO. I'm going to ask LDO to make a page for programming it anyway, just in case.
Yeah.
Is there a guide for the first cuts without ruining your Milo in the first action? No, not yet. I have walked people through it a lot, so I will try and get something out there. If not, just message me in a few days and I'll tell you my kind of step-by-step ruling for it to get feet and speeds down.
Yeah.
Cool. Any last question?
Tool library, which will help with that as well, because it means you won't get ridiculous default values when you first try and make a toolpath with one of the stock tools.
Yeah. For now, what you can do is if you go on the GitHub, there's a little Fusion tool library with some recommended settings. Those are for like the stock plastic machine as well, so they should be fine on like an FMJ aluminium plate build. Just keep your depth of cut and width of cut below 50% and depth of cut keep it to less than 1 millimeter for the first few cuts. And then you'll be able to incrementally bring that down.
Yep. To be honest, you're unlikely to break Milo with your first cut. You might break an end mill. In fact, you'll probably break an end mill on your first part, but you're unlikely to break Milo.
Yeah.
So
wear safety glasses as well, just so you don't get bits of end mill in your eyes. Yeah.
Especially if you start with the starter set of end mills and you don't whack something stupid like a huge face mill on there. The end mill will go before anything else.
I mean, saying that, you've crashed your Milo straight into your part, didn't you, at one stage, and the end mill survived?
Yeah. Yeah. That was ridiculous, though. I just full width slot gutted through the side of the part, and somehow I ended up with just this big 10 mil wide groove because it just plowed through it. There's definitely opportunity to drive it harder in places. Yeah.
Also important to make chips, not dust. Very true. Start off with a chip load of about 1 thou per tooth. That's 0.025 millimeter per tooth. If you don't know what chip load is, we'll get something out there as like a tuning guide at some stage. We just got a lot of other things we need to do as well at the moment.
You can check out my videos that I did early on with Jake's machine, have like feeds and speeds for a lot of the some basic parts you can make that are from, what's it called? From, what's that machining company? That's
Titans?
Yeah. So Titans have like an entry to CNC course, and I took the parts from that and tried to do them on a hobby mill, a desktop mill. So you've got a series there where you can have a look at my feeds and speeds and what I did there.
Yeah. RK, our 3D Jake sells Milo pre-orders for a crazy 1,500 euros. That's still cheaper than you're going to get for a self-source build. It's still a lot cheaper than you're going to get for self-source build. They also, I understand why, because they're a big enough company to need employees. and big warehouses and things like that, so they need to sell it at that price. Doesn't mean we don't sell it for cheaper though, and the exact same kits.
Yep. And mills will die, probably.
Yeah, and mills will die. Right, I think that's everything. Thank you very much for coming, guys. We do appreciate everyone's help and support through this time. Thanks to the 4 people who bought Milos today. That really helps us get along. That is going straight back into buy kits for the next round, basically. Right. I hope everyone has a great evening, and we'll catch you next time. Probably next Thursday, I'll start on the LDO build. Bye now.